Well, hey there, everybody, or as my dad used to say, kids and buddies. I don't know why he said that, but he did. Hey there, kids and buddies.
Nope.
I hope you all are doing well this, I guess it's evening for most of us,
Yeah.
right? It's 5 p.m. here. Where is it for you?
7 o'clock in Iowa.
There you go. So you're in Iowa, 7 p.m. If we have any friends on the East Coast, it would be, I guess, 8 p.m. for you guys.
That would be right. And then Nova Scotia, I think it's 8:30.
Oh, all right.
I think that's right.
How
I think
that
that's right.
Wait, rewind. What?
Yeah, I think that's right.
It can go by the half an hour?
It does. Yeah. I think in India they go some places are half hour. Middle East has a couple, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay. If you're watching, put that because I am okay.
I could be wrong.
Old. I was today years old when I learned that.
I could be wrong. I like making stuff up too. So
awesome. And then just sounding confident about it. And then people like me believe you.
I used to be a weatherman. I got paid well to do that. So yeah.
You should know.
That's right.
Yeah. So hey, Bypass Carnivore, welcome
Bypass.
in. Glad you're here. Welcome to our little October recap party.
What?
Our October recap party, right? That's what we're doing.
Yeah, we are. I just tried to answer him and it says YouTube doesn't support comments on private videos.
You did not publicly share your video. So I did notice that it's private.
I did though.
So on my end, it shows like when I click on it, it shows that it's
oh my goodness. All right. I'm going to fix it.
Yeah.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Talk amongst ourselves. Okay. Hi, Rhonda. We will talk amongst ourselves. That's easy with my friend Rhonda.
Yeah. Rhonda's awesome. Hey, Rhonda.
I hope you're doing well, and I'm happy to see the food you're cooking these days now that your Sea Lion challenge is over. And I bet you are happy too, because I know you were looking forward to, cheese, eggs, things of that nature.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yep. So she's been cooking up some, delicious looking as usual. Not that, her Sea Lion food looked amazing. I just know she was excited to be done with that.
See, in my studio, it says it's public.
That's weird. So on my end, it says private. I don't know.
How weird.
I'm very sorry.
No, you know what, though? You know what we could do is, how you lionesses are consolidating the audience to one channel?
Yes.
Let's just do that.
Let's just do that.
Let's just do that. I'll delete mine.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll just delete it.
And then just put the replay on later.
Right, right.
I think I have to send it to you or something, but I'll figure that out.
Streamline records it, so I could post it from my StreamYard.
Okay,
that's another option.
Yeah, do that, and then everybody jump on. Maybe can you go to your community tab real quick and just say, hey, jump over to Meeting Wellness if you want to see this or something.
If it was private, no one saw it to begin with.
That's very true. They're probably confused as heck.
Less than me, probably. And then I have something else going on. You might have noticed this random line right here.
Yeah, it looks like a tic-tac-toe in front of your face. Like you're supposed to be the Brady Bunch, but there's only one of you taking up all 9 squares. That's what it looks like.
Or a very neat spider.
Yes. A spider with mathematics skills.
Right. So I use my phone for my camera, and I use an app called Camo. And for some reason, Camo app decided to add the grid of thirds. And so, but it's zoomed in. If you look at my latest video, which I know you did,
I did.
It has the whole thirds on there through the whole video. I didn't want to re-record it. I was nervous about publishing it anyway. So I'm like,
seriously,
I'm going to put it out there because otherwise I probably won't do it at all. So.
Yeah, I am nervous about I'm talking about it like as if it's any better, just talking about it on a live stream. But for some reason, I'm nervous about recording my blood work and putting it out there like that. It
feels weird. It feels like TMI.
Yeah.
Like I'm oversharing. But there are a lot of people who help, advise people on YouTube and how to grow and all that stuff. Not that that's the point, but they say be authentic.
Yeah.
And so it's weird that video I did, just complaining about my stress, and that's probably been my most popular carnivore video. And then while I was trying to change this, the lab one is now 1 out of 10. just
Yeah.
in the last couple hours. So,
well, that one was great. I just watched it. If anyone wants to know about Mike's labs, they are public knowledge at this point. And no, it's really good. He had some pretty good labs. So I'm excited for you.
the labs were good, and then the other issues were not so good.
Not so good. I know.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
Yep.
Seek professional help.
Yep, absolutely. Oh, and Bypass Carnivore said he just saw that. So yeah, thanks for watching Bypass. That's awesome.
Nice.
Yes. I know when you were struggling, I was like worried about you. I emailed you and I was like, are you okay?
Yep.
Because I think for every carnivore to keep our carnivore card, we have to make a poop video and a struggling video.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Bypass Carnivore. She. I know. I get it wrong like half the time. I'm sorry. She.
Well, I found out B-Dog's name, so that's Brenda.
She. Yes, B-Dog is Brenda.
Brenda, right.
And I knew she was a she, and I called her a he again, and I knew it. Right. And it's nothing personal, and I'm very sorry. I don't do it on purpose.
Right.
So, hey, you want to jump into our October fitness challenge, and then have time at the end we can ramble on about some other topics, because I have an update on my particle density size, but that's
I want to hear that.
Yeah. Let's save that for last though, because
yeah,
particle density size was not what we advertised.
and the hula hoop stuff too, because that's just super interesting to me.
Oh, get ready for this hula. I have some updates, boy.
Oh, good. Okay.
Because it's some interesting stuff. But yeah, so in October we had the crazy harebrained scheme to do 100 squats every day. That even impressed Samantha. Like Samantha, my powerlifting friend, she was like, wait, what, 100? I'm like, yeah, without weight. She goes, no, but 100 though? She was
right.
She was like, that's a lot. Yes. So how did and then we did push-ups, right? Yeah, so the push-ups like could vary based on your skill level. Right?
I kind of landed on, I did 2 sets to failure.
Yes.
So
and I remember that. Right. And then you had a goal, but then I didn't hear anything after that. Like if you hit it or like how that went.
Yeah. So remember earlier I talked about transparency on the internet?
Yep.
So I did great up until my trip to Montana. Fantastic.
Yes.
And I think I missed 1 partial day, but up until then. So I forgot when I went to Montana, it was the 2.5 week or something, to 3rd week. And so when I was in Montana, I did really well. I think I missed part of 1 day there as well. Now, but my drive back and the travel days, I didn't do anything because I was traveling, and I shouldn't say that. When I drove there, I stayed at a hotel or a motel, really. Anyway, it's another story. It's fine, but it was inexpensive. So, yes. But I did my squats there, and I did push-ups in the morning, and then went on with my trip. On the way back, I drove straight through.
Yes, I remember.
Right. So I didn't do them that day, and then I got here at sunrise. And so I slept all that. Yeah, and I slept all that day, so I didn't do them.
Yeah.
And then it took a couple days, and I got back on track for a couple days. Are you ready for the excuses? But this is real.
Okay. All right. I'll accept it.
Good. So we had 2 work days at church. We were tearing down the stage, and then we're building a new one. And it was my responsibility to do all the audio, make sure the audio got hooked up right and all that stuff. And I was freaking out a little bit because I'd never done that before, but it turned out it was pretty easy to figure out. And so those were very long and heavy work days. So it was a lot of carrying plywood and doing all kinds of stuff. And I
hold the plywood and squat.
Kinda. I mean, in a way, I got more of a workout in than the squatting. And so I was just trashed for a couple of days after that. And then I had this really weird cramp underneath my quad on my left leg.
Okay.
And I'm just now getting over that. So,
all right.
But I'm not giving up. I'm going to pick it back up. I mean, squats for life, because
squats for life. Okay.
Yeah. Squats for life, because I noticed such a difference after even just a few days.
Seriously.
Mhm.
Before I talk about my squats, I want to shout out Carnivore Kip. Hey, Kip.
Hey, Kip.
He's awesome. He's been a big supporter of my lives lately. So it's nice to see you again, Kip. I saw him yesterday too. I hope you're doing well. Yes, I watch him all the time. He's amazing. Yeah, so my squats. So it was supposed to be 100 squats a day, and I did do 100 squats a day with the exception of one day. So I was not perfect. October 30th. I don't know what happened on October 30th. I just didn't. I didn't go to Montana, I'll tell you that. And I didn't lift plywood at the church. I just didn't do it.
Yep.
So,
Fair enough.
Every other day, I did it every single day. And when I first started the squats, I was doing them about like in 20s, like 20 here, and then I couldn't do more than that, and then take a break. And I did all 100, but it was like in sets of 20, mostly in the morning, but like throughout the morning, and then try to finish them up by lunch. Because man, let me tell you, if okay, which carnivore brother is this? Which carnivore brother is this? You let me know. Is this Rhett or is this Ashley? He's checking up on me.
Yeah. So on this rabbit trail, I just wanted to throw in real quick that promo video you did with the Carnivore Brothers on that collab. I love that.
Oh,
that was so good.
Yeah.
And Carnivore Brothers, your teenage coach.
Yes.
What an amazing guy. I mean, very much. I mean, when he opened his mouth, I was expecting a kid. He sounds like an adult, a very mature young man. But anyway.
Okay, so it's Ashley. So the Carnivore Brothers are Rhett and Ashley. They have a fabulous channel. If you're on, go subscribe to them. If you're not subscribed, we are collaborating this month on planks. So they have Coach Ty is like, it's one, because they're brothers, right? So it's one of their sons and one of their nephews. He's 14 and he does a lot of calisthenics. He's like buff. He knows his stuff. He is not a trained, physical therapist or anything like that. So I think they put a disclaimer in the video.
Fine.
So, all of that, but
it's fine.
Man, he taught us how to do planks and we are planking. So yes, I did my plank today, Ashley, to answer your question. Day 1, 40 seconds. Day 2, 45 seconds. Today, 50 seconds. And I think I'm keeping my booty down because Coach Ty said in that first one, my booty was up a little bit too high.
Yeah, I wasn't going to say anything, but
it was though.
Yeah,
I didn't feel like it was. I didn't have a mirror or anything, and it felt actually low. Like it felt low, and then I watched the video back and went, "Oh, that's weird," because that's not what it felt like at all.
What did Coach Ty say?
Coach Ty said,
"Get a mirror or record yourself."
He did.
Yeah, he did.
And I did record myself, and I watched it back, so I have been working on that. So yes, I am up to 50 seconds today. So that's amazing.
That's awesome.
So yes, Ashley, I hope you are also, atta girl there. I needed my atta girls, pat myself on the.
So my track record is not great after all those admissions. But do you guys mind if I jump in on the 3rd for the planks?
Oh yeah, jump in with us.
Okay,
yeah, jump in anytime. And so Carnivore Leo Rhonda, look at her, she's doing it too. Her previous record I think was a minute, because she was like, "Can I do planks with you? I can only do a minute." I'm like, "Only a minute? That's amazing." And look at her now. She's up to a minute and 15. So yay. And then the carnivorous grandma, she's doing it too. She's been posting shorts every day of her hula hooping and planking every day.
Amazing.
She's killing it.
You're going to inspire someone. Be careful.
Be careful. That's right.
Be careful. You might inspire someone.
Somebody might get inspired accidentally.
That's right.
By all this craziness going on over here. Anyways, so you felt better doing the squats at the beginning. I will tell you what I was saying before the Ashley jumped in and asked me if I was doing my planks.
I love rabbit trails.
I love them. My students will try to get me on one. They're like, if they talk about a cat or like, they know, like I'm going to go off. So I did my 100 every day except October 30th for no good reason. I just didn't do it. But I did 100 every other day. And there was a couple days I even did more. Like there was a couple days I did like 110 or 105.
I remember that.
Yeah. And then by the end of it, I was busting out 100 like in one go. So that didn't happen like on day 5. It was like I was doing 20s, and then I was like, okay, I did 25s, and then I would do like 30s, you know, and then before I knew it, I was up to 50. And then the next thing I knew, by the end, I was sitting there waiting for something to like cook. And I'm just sitting there in the kitchen doing my squats while I was waiting. And I'm like, I can just keep going. Like
I'm impressed.
It was weird.
I'm really impressed with that. So yeah, I had similar, right? So I started 4 sets of 25, either throughout the day or in about a 2-hour period, usually in the morning. Then I went to 33, 34, 33, 33, usually throughout the morning. And then after I got back from Montana and before whatever happened to my leg happened, I did 2 sets of 40s and a 20. And it was getting easier. I never did, and I wanted to, and maybe I will once to start feeling 100%. Maybe tomorrow I'll try and see what I can max out. Maybe, I don't know if I can knock out 100, but that's impressive.
Yeah, it was, I mean, it was weird how all of a sudden it was like I just crossed over some invisible threshold or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
and then I could just do it because of the consistency that I mostly, you know, had. So here you go. Here you go at Mike Shaw TV. So Carnivore Brothers say that they have something planned for all those joining the challenge. That's the plank challenge. So comment on their video if you're joining. Like, it's not fair for me to comment because I'm also one of the, I don't know what they have planned. They didn't tell me. This is very sneaky. Very sneaky. I might have to comment because I don't know what it is.
So you can't just tell me. No one else is listening. You can just tell me.
I legit do not know what it is. This is like something the Carnivore Brothers are doing just all on their own.
So I have to comment on their video.
On their video, because if you comment on my video, I mean, like, you can, and I'll probably answer you, but that's not involved in what they're doing.
Your non-answer answer.
Yeah, I really legitimately do not know. So anyone doing the planks, go comment on the Carnivore Brothers because they have something and they said it's for the end of the month.
For the end of the month. Okay.
Yes.
Probably what we were talking about maybe spurred that comment. So maybe that's foreshadowing. I don't know.
All right.
Maybe it's a competition, fabulous prizes. That's how we start rumors right there.
Yes. Oh, yeah. You said competition. That reminded me of something that they did mention to me.
Oh, really?
But I don't know if I'm supposed to give it away.
Oh, okay. So then, yeah.
Because I don't know. I don't want to like do anything I'm not supposed to do. So Altior Gym is in Spain, which is awesome. So thank you for joining us. And they said that they've been really enjoying my content, which I love. Thank you so much. But that mostly, this is like from previous things that they just said, but I didn't put it up. The mostly I have to watch the replay because it's like 1 a.m. right now. So they're on right now, which is awesome. But yeah, plank is a fundamental body shape in artistic gymnastics. And they grew up with hours of planks, hours of planks. Wow. Just wow.
That's wow. But gymnasts are so strong.
They're like super
their core, their arms. Yeah. The guys who do the rings, the women who do the uneven bars, or any of that, the floor exercises, they can fly. It's amazing. Yeah.
So, and then I do it with straight legs and arms, squeezed butt, heels tight together, and chest really closed up. Okay. So, all right, good to know. Did you, Mike? Did you watch Coach Ty's video, the second level plank that he did? You have to watch.
Yes, I did see that. Yeah, where you rock forward.
Yes, holy shoulders. I don't know. Like, I haven't tried it yet. I think I need to do like the regular plank a little longer first.
Yeah. I haven't tried a plank in a long time, but
yeah. Well, if carnivorous grandma can get down there and do a plank, Mike, I think you can do it.
I think so.
Yeah. So here we go. So this is what I was thinking after you said competition. And since Ashley's going to put it in here, yes, we're going to have a live plank off.
Whoa.
We're going to have some YouTubers on live and a little final competition to see who can plank the longest. Let's go.
It's like Survivor.
Like Survivor. We're all going to get
voted off the stream.
And we should have Coach Ty like kicking them off. So you know what that reminds me of is in 5th grade, we have to do the physical fitness test for the state of California. So every 5th grader has to do some things like run a mile and so on. Well, like when they're doing push-ups, for example, okay, we have a cadence up, down, up,
Yep.
down. And if they don't stay with the cadence, they're out. Like even if they're skipping push-ups, if they're too
None
slow.
of this halfway stuff. None of that.
No. They're out. So I think Coach Ty, if he's available, should be there going, oh, nope, Christy, your butt's too high, you're out, or whatever.
Or or just yell at us like a good coach does.
Like a good coach, just do it like a drill sergeant. Anyways, that's gonna be fun. I'm excited for that. I didn't want to give that away if I wasn't supposed to. So yeah.
That was a good point. Good point on the push-ups. That's how I did my push-ups on purpose.
Okay. Yeah.
They were a lot harder that way, but I felt a lot better after.
Okay. So what did you, I know you weren't consistent toward the end of the month, but like what did you max out on when you
11. So I only got to 11, but then I would follow it up with, I think my record was 8. So 11 and then 8.
Okay.
After about a 2-minute rest, both to exhaustion. I need to keep the planks in, the push-ups in, the squatting in. Ain't no way I'm doing hula hoop because that's not physically possible for me.
My hula hoop is right back there. I've been doing it every day. We'll talk about it in 1 second.
Before we're done, maybe you'll do it for us. I want to see that.
Okay, I'll do it. I did it on, so when Carrie and I went live, Wednesday, the day I was late and I was like driving in my car with my phone up in my face because I was like 10 minutes late from my hair appointment. Anyways, that day we definitely hula hoop live. So I'm not afraid. I'll do it.
That's good.
Yeah, let me know when you're ready to see that. Push-ups. Okay, I started off with 2. I could do 2, and I'm telling you right now, before I did my sprint challenge in September, it was 0, but I know I put on muscle from that sprinting.
Yeah.
So I was able to do 2, and I gradually upped it throughout the month, and I did get to 10.
Nice.
10 was my goal, and I can do 10. Well, I mean, I'm not going to try it now because I've been planking. My shoulders are sore. So I don't think I can do 10 today.
Yeah.
But on Halloween, I did 10 push-ups on my toes. And what I did to get there was I did as many as I could, like you said, till failure. But then I was kind of done on my toes. So at first I was doing them like for maybe the first week, I switched to like a modified, like on the knees. But then I was watching Anita from Ketogenic Woman, because she got involved with that challenge too. And then she was like, talked to like one of the coaches, like I don't know if it's Coach Bronson or like one of those guys. And they were like, don't do the knee ones, do the wall ones. They're better.
Oh,
so I started adding wall push-ups. And then when those got kind of too easy to where I could just keep going and like it wasn't, I switched to like on the countertop, like my kitchen counter, because you can go a little bit lower and get a little bit more angle on it. So then I don't even remember. I think I did I would do like 8 on my toes, let's say, and then I would rest, and then I would do like 20 or 30 on the counter.
Right. Yeah.
But it increased. It was like first it was like 10, and then 15 on the counter, like that. And then
that's a great strategy. That's a great strategy. And look at you now.
Look at me now. I can do 10 push-ups on my toes. I can't show you now. I'm sore from planks.
Right. And the thing about your sprinting, and I know in the chat you've heard me talk about sprinting because I was a sprinter in high school, and so I can talk about it live now with you. Sprinters, that's why a lot of sprinters, well, I mean, the ones I've seen online, I mean, they do work out usually when you get up there in competition. But in high school, especially early years in high school, we didn't really hit the weight room. It was just a lot of sprinting, And it is so good for not just your legs, although it is great for your legs, and the speed comes from your calves. So your calves get strong, very strong. Your quads get very strong, but it's really good for your core. And even your arms, the whole body's involved. And, I just emphasize the core, especially because that kind of surprises people, I think. And so I think you've set yourself up well for this plank challenge by all these things you've done to build up to it. So I'm a little scared at the competition at the end of the month.
Yeah, me too.
A little scared, a little worried about, I don't want to lose to, I mean, I'm competitive sometimes. I certainly will be then.
I will be competitive, but I will not, I don't believe that I can win. But Miss Rhonda's, here she goes. I'm scared of Rhonda. I mean, she's a former Air Force. I mean, she was in the Air Force. Like, she's legit. But she says, my tummy is sore from planks. I was surprised. Yes. I have to remember to keep breathing because I have had 2 hernias just above the belly button, had 2 hernia repairs in that area.
Yeah.
And that's kind of a long story there. But oh, hi, Cindy. You too. Cindy's just saying hi. She's going to go make some dinner. What's for dinner, Cindy? Let us know, because you'll make me hungry. Anyway, yeah. So basically what happened was I had the first hernia. My doctor tried to tell me it wasn't a hernia. It was take some like antacid. It's maybe heartburn, because I was telling her that it hurts. I'm like, you don't see that little bump. Like, it was tiny and everything, but it was a bump. Yeah. But and I said it hurt, and she said, well, hernias don't hurt. And I said, well, this hurts, and I'm pretty sure it's a hernia. And so she did not agree with me, but she sent me for a CAT scan. The CAT scan was indeterminate. Like, it could be a hernia, it could be a cyst, it could be a tumor. Like, there's something there, we don't know what it is.
Right.
So when they did that first surgery, they did not do it laparoscopically, because for all they knew, it could have been something worse, and they would have had to end up opening me all the way up.
So you've got a big old scar?
Because they didn't have to open me all the way up. They did like an initial cut, which was, I don't even know, like a half an inch maybe.
Yeah, and then they put a camera in there?
Yeah, then they saw, okay, it's a tiny little hernia. They stitched it shut. In fact, they couldn't even get, so a little bit of fat had like popped out of it, just the fat. Which is why, and it wouldn't go back in because the hole was so
they tried to squish it back in, but they couldn't.
They tried, but they couldn't even get, so they cut that fat off.
Like the tube was out of the toothpaste?
Yes, the toothpaste was out of that tube.
Yep.
Stitched it up. Well, okay, so then whatever, I was good. And then I probably overdid it on the lifting after that, because, you know, at that point in time, my kids were little. I'm lifting gallons of milk out of my trunk and whatever. I mean, I waited, but like, I'm a slow healer in general. So out popped another hernia about a half an inch above the previous repair. So when I went to that surgeon, it was maybe a year later. The other surgeon said, oh, well, one of the risks for getting a hernia is if you have an incision greater than 3/8 of an inch. Well, my incision was about a half an inch, which is 4/8 of an inch for you non-mathematicians out there. Mm-hmm. So basically the first repair caused the weakening, which caused the second hernia. So yeah, fun times. Yep. So then they repaired that one laparoscopically. So every incision was less than the 3/8 of an inch. And I have not had problems since, but it is always felt, up until carnivore, it has always felt like I'm going to pop a hernia. Like, it always, like, okay, like if I'm just living life, I'm fine. But like, if I try to do crunches or planks or anything that's going to act, it would feel like I better not do that, because it's going to pop out again. That's what it would feel like to me. Since carnivore, I don't feel that way anymore. It just feels like I'm exercising like a normal person.
So did you have to, because I would never recommend this to anyone, but did you have to take more than one trip from the car after the store? Because everyone should take just one trip. We all know that. Did you have to go to multiple trips from the car?
Yes, I would do multiple trips, but like tragic. I buy my milk in gallons for my kids, you know, and so, you know, a gallon of milk, I shouldn't have been lifting that much of that soon.
Pounds for a gallon of milk.
And so I'm, like I said, I'm also a slow healer. I think so. The combination of probably lifting those gallons of milk too soon, and then, like I said, the incision, it was literally right next door. It was right on top of the other hernia, like right on top of it, practically in the same spot. Yeah.
So you're springing leaks like that guy, like the kid at the dam, right? He's got one plugged, and then there's one over here.
Yes, like the fingers. Yes.
Over there, and then oh my gosh. Well, I'm glad that carnivore. One more thing that carnivore fixes.
Yeah, who knew? So I'm able to do these planks without feeling like I'm going to bust a gut, like literally bust a gut, right? And I just make sure I breathe, right? Like I've heard Dr. Barry talk about that. If you're not breathing, I don't know the doctor word, but like the pressure from the inside is really great. And so you need to keep breathing to keep that pressure down, so you don't exacerbate any hernia issues.
That's good. Exacerbating is not good.
No.
And then the other thing is, who was that singer who sang Just Breathe? I think she recommended it as well.
Just breathe. Right? Yeah, that's a thing.
Just breathe.
Yes, yes.
So that's good advice. The chat's getting very funny right now.
The chat is getting like off the hook over here.
I can't reply, but I can read, so this is good.
Yeah. So first of all, thank you, Altiora Jim, because I didn't. So her name is Alessandra. She's 35.
Nice.
It's just incredible how my carnivore way of eating got me in better shape to return to gymnastics at 35. That's awesome.
That is crazy.
And then side note, there's no better spring than the vault run. All right.
Really?
I would like to see a video of that.
I mean, that's hard to argue with.
Yeah.
I would die.
To like the Summer Olympics, because when I was a kid, I did gymnastics, nothing like Alessandra, just kid gymnastics, right? But I was all into it. And I remember when like Mary Lou Retton got her perfect 10. Yeah. Remember that in the what year was it? 1988 or whatever, Olympic, or 84? 84.
They put her on a box of Wheaties.
Then they put her on a box of Wheaties. Eat your Wheaties. Not
do it.
Eat your burgers and eggs like my friend Cindy. Yes, Cindy.
Yep. We've learned so much.
You can't put an athlete on a burger that doesn't like burger patties. I don't know how that works. But yes, no Wheaties, please. Sprint. She meant sprint.
Oh, okay.
Talking about the sprint. There's no better sprint than the vault run. If I did my sprint toward that vault, I would not get high because my sprint is like a jog.
So I kind of have a similar story.
Okay.
So when I was in track, I did the long jump. And so it's the same kind of thing. It's a lot different, but it's the same kind of thing.
Well, I mean, you got to go fast and then take off, right?
You got to be very fast and you jump straight up in the air and let your momentum carry you. But the thing is, you want to get as close to the line without going over. Right. And so you have to step that off and you have to sprint it off and make sure that your steps are correct for when you take off. So I have a feeling that it's very close to that as well, because when you hit that mini tramp, you want to be flying. Yeah. And so your steps have to be just right to be at full speed, which is very dangerous. In the long jump, you're jumping into a pit of sand and there's nothing in your way.
Right. The vault is very solid.
The vault is very solid.
And very.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
So, hey, Nicole. Nicole just ended her live and figured she would pop in and say hello. So, hi, Nicole. And I'll have to go back and watch that replay of that live. I'm not sure who you were live with. I missed that one.
She was on with Dave.
Oh, Dave Mack?
Yep.
Oh, okay, cool.
If I remember right, because she was in the other live that I was in, but she had to leave that live earlier to go on with Dave, and now she's in this live after that live.
So that's how I'm going to be on Saturday when we're doing I think the carnivore hangout. The carnivore hangout with Carnivore Backwoods, and then I got to pop off of there because I'm interviewing another guy on my live at 6 who had stage 4 cancer. So I'm looking forward to talking to him. Oh,
wow. Yeah. I've heard of that guy. If it's the same guy I'm thinking of, where he's fasting a lot to combat the cancer.
Not the guy that you see on with Carrie from Homestead How, not that guy.
Oh, okay. There's another one?
Yes, he's from Australia.
Okay.
He kind of pops back and forth between Australia and Japan. I want to say David, but that might not be right. Like I'm interviewing a lot of people, and
yes, you are.
I need to go and remember his name. It's been a while since I set it up because he was getting ready to head back to Japan. So he was like, when I get back to Australia, we can do it then. So it was a while ago that I'm pretty sure his name is David. So he's been in remission for 9 years.
Wow. He should collab with Dave when he's there.
Seriously. Because Australia. So, so that's who I'm interviewing. So it's like I got to do the carnivore hangout on Carnivore Backwoods, and then I'll be like, okay, well, I got to go interview another guy now. So
right. And so Sundays I have church. We get out around 11. Our live with Carnivore Backwoods is at noon. So that gives me an hour, and I do the video announcements that run every week, and we record the intro and outro after church. And so usually, we're all talking and stuff and shutting things down, and then we record that. And then I also record the sermon onto a hard drive, and I edit that and upload it when I get home, but we record an intro to that as well. So I'm going to try and get all that done in an hour. So if I'm late on Sunday, that's why, but I'll try not to be.
Okay. Yeah, that's at 10 on Sunday. So yes, then on Sunday, I just happened to sign up for that one. And then first the Carnivore Roundtable with you on Sunday.
Yes. Yep.
And I was excited because it's me, you, and JT and, people we know. I know it's going to be fun. But then after I signed up for that particular Sunday, because I could have signed up for any of the Sundays, right? Then
Right.
it was the previous day when he's like, hey, by the way, do you want to come do a carnivore hangout? I'm like, oh, well, it's only like the previous day to the one I already did, but
Yeah.
okay.
He
Yeah.
had me on one of his carnivore hangouts too. You're going to really enjoy it. He's a good interviewer.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
really like him. So
Yep.
he's a lot of fun. And we did a t-shirt trade. I don't know if you saw that. So I have the wolf and he has the steak
Oh,
over
wow.
shirt.
So like at the end of a soccer game when you exchange jerseys. Yeah. Just like
We
that.
did just like that.
Just like that. Yeah.
So Alessandra says, anyone seen the run we gymnasts do for ball jumps? Yes, it's explosive. 13 steps, Mike. 13 steps. So you were talking about counting the steps?
Oh
Okay.
yeah. Uh-huh.
Most explosive sprinting ever. Didn't know it was great to eliminate visceral fat. Yes.
Yeah.
My visceral fat went down from a 6 to a 5 the month that I sprinted.
You know what else I learned from watching Dr. O'Mara? Because I've just been binge watching Sean O'Mara.
Oh yeah, he's great.
And see my nose? It's kind of a bulbous nose these days.
Okay.
He says that you can tell from your nose if you're metabolically healthy. And he showed an example of his nose when he was younger.
Okay.
His nose when he was overweight, and then his nose now. And his nose was nice and thin when he was young. Then it got like this. And now it's nice and thin again. And I thought that was really interesting. So I went back to my old high school yearbook picture that I like to show people because it has my fro. It's very cool.
I got to see that. I want to see. You better post that. I need to see you with the fro.
Okay. Yes. Maybe I can share my. I bet I could share my screen. We could get it on here in a minute.
Oh, I want to see it. If you can share screen, I want to see it.
Okay, we'll do that. And so I looked up. In fact, let me pull it up now since I'm talking about it. Because on my high school picture, my nose was a lot thinner than it is now.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my goodness, Dr. O'Mara, you're just brilliant. He's a brilliant young man.
Interesting to see as you continue to get healthier, if your nose gets thinner, like you need a before, after, before, after.
Yeah. So,
and then like now, and then like, how many months that takes. Yeah.
It's insane.
Hi, Rhett. Rhett's on now too. We got both the Carnivore Brothers.
Oh, right. Oh, this is a fun picture.
No,
let me do the fro.
Planks, Rhett, but I did my planks, Rhett. I hope you did yours.
So I don't know how this will look because it's a pretty small picture. It was a picture of a picture, kind of. So let me. So do you see that down there?
Yes, I can put it up.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm adding it to the stage. There we go.
There you go.
It's quite small. I don't know how to zoom it in anymore.
No, I don't think I can either. Maybe I can. No, I don't think so.
That is a fro. You were not lying.
I had the fro, man. I used to have growthefrobro.com.
Yeah.
Was the site I had because I used to do websites for people.
Okay.
And so there we go. So I did. So I had growthefrobro.com as a demonstration site for people could go. I did tutorial videos on how they could post their own blogs and stuff.
Wow.
But anyway, yeah.
My hair is not even close. Like it's naturally this straight. This is like not a flat iron. This is just my hair. Straighter than straight.
And so my dad's friend worked at Nike. And it's hard to read because it's blown up, but this is like a Superman figure, but he has a swoosh on his chest that says Nike Man.
Oh my gosh.
No one else in the school had this shirt except me.
Nike Man. That was a thing?
It wasn't a thing. I don't know. I was the only one who had the shirt. I guess I don't know if they didn't sell or what.
Huh.
I know. Just one of those things. Yep.
That's crazy.
Yep. So, but look at my nose. So, I mean, I'm Sicilian. I'm half Italian.
Okay.
So my nose is not tiny here, but it's a lot thinner than it is now, I think. I mean, with it blown up like this, it's harder to tell. I have a better example. If you'll take this thing off and then I have one other example, I think. Let me see if I can find it. No, I'm so blown up here. Hang on.
No, you're good. I'm just saying hi again to Kip. Hey, Kip, welcome back. He also just ended a live. Isn't that funny how that goes?
Yeah.
I'll try to catch people's lives before I go live and after and just try to support everybody. So thanks for coming back, Kip. He's looking for another example.
Yeah, try this one. I think this shows it better.
All right.
that was,
Oh yeah.
you
You can
see how
really
much,
see it there.
yeah, see how
Yeah,
much more, it's just a much better shaped nose.
yeah.
So I was
That's
about
way different.
26 here, 25.
Okay. All
And
right.
so that was 35 years ago,
I was just
36
gonna
years
say
ago.
about yeah. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, you
And
need like that picture, and then you need one of you now, and then I don't know how long that takes. Did Dr.
well,
O'Mara give like a time frame?
here's me now.
Right. But I mean, from this to like back to that or close to that. I
Oh,
wonder if
right, right. Yeah, if I could do it, visceral fat goes first.
right.
And you saw my video today on my labs,
Yes.
and my labs were so good. I think my visceral fat has really, I didn't have, this is my baseline because I didn't have anything prior. So I'm thinking Dr. Sean is right when he says your visceral fat's going to go first.
Yep.
Um, so I don't know how long it takes to get to the nose.
To the nose.
Right, right.
Probably a pretty long time. The nose is probably
Probably.
the last to go.
Might be, but
I'm not a doctor and I do not give medical advice, but Carnivore Help Desk, this is Christy.
Carnivore Help Desk, can I help you? How may I direct your call?
Oh my goodness. Okay, so Becky must have not been on at the very beginning. So Becky says, Mike, why are your camera's grid lines on? I keep wanting you to get in the crosshairs so we can fire Nerf guns at you.
Yes, that's why, Becky. So it's I haven't okay. So I recorded the labs video, and I use an app called Canva because I use my phone as my camera, and I was seeing the lines on there, but I just thought it was because I put those on when I take photos. Well, it turns out they were on the actual video, and I didn't want to reshoot it. I was nervous enough about bearing my TMI to the world already.
Mm-hmm.
And so I didn't redo it. And then I thought, oh, I'll just solve it before I go on with Christy. I can't figure it out. I have to reboot the thing or uninstall and reinstall.
I
don't know. So it's a Canva thing.
And turning it back on.
Yeah, right. Right. Have you seen that show? It's a British comedy.
No, but I mean that's
hilarious.
I haven't.
Yeah, that is always the first thing for IT for a reason. It usually works. So I bet you that's probably what I need to do.
Probably just do that. Yeah.
But anyway, that's the long answer, Becky.
Yes. And Rhett says, all of my favorite carnivores are here. That's awesome, Rhett.
Getting the band back together.
Yes. I love it.
Yep.
I'm not sure. So I must have missed something because two people are talking about DC learning to live, and I'm not sure why they're saying that to me. So I must have missed something
or learning to live, maybe.
Learning to live. I need to learn to live. I am working on it, guys. I don't know.
I'm learning to fly.
So if you could reiterate that, Bold Carnivore and Becky, because I'm not sure.
Let me scroll up, see if I can catch.
Yeah, you scroll up. Maybe you could find it.
I don't know. Let's see. DC learning to live. Or live. Mike, why are your
maybe maybe that's who Kip was going on with, because we're talking about people don't realize how much scheduling and time goes into these lives. Yeah, that is maybe that's what they're talking about. Because Kip was on too. So yes, and then I'm scheduling like with people not only across the country, but like I just scheduled one for next month with the Baroness of Beef in Australia.
Yes.
16 hours ahead. So it's like, okay, if I do it at 10 in the morning, then it'll be, it makes my brain
carry the one. That's That's 2 p.m.
Yes. And then
the next day.
Neither one of us gets like an advantageous time for people to like tune in, but like it's at least a time when we're both awake.
Right.
It's like, well, then maybe people will, come on to the replay. But
well, me and my stupid jokes. So whenever any Aussie is in the chat, I'm like, hey, how's tomorrow going?
Yeah, how's tomorrow?
Like, so encouraging to know tomorrow is going to come.
Yes. Did the world end? Yes.
Apparently not.
So Alessandra says, making carny friends, joining the channels. I like to watch all their replays. Yes, this is my favorite part about this this whole like way of eating is this community.
Right.
Like besides all the health benefits, but all the people I've met, like, I mean, Mike and I, we just knew we were going to come on and just kind of chew the fat. Like we don't have a plan, but yeah, I was excited to come on and talk with my friend, Mike.
Mm-hmm. Well, last time we went 2 hours and 24 minutes.
We did.
Without even trying.
Yeah, not even trying. And then it got dark. and cold, which is why we
got dark and cold and yeah. And so it's flannel season in Iowa. So
look at you, not here. It was over 80 degrees today. Again,
oh my gosh.
I don't know. I'd have to go look. Over 80 for sure.
It's warming up. We have 50s and 60s this week. Freezing in the morning, but yeah.
Okay. If you come on Alive with Mike Shaw TV, you will get a weather report at some point.
every time.
Fair warning.
That's where the TV came from. For those that don't know me, I used to be a TV weather guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Carnivore Kip says Saturdays are hard for me during football season. Ha ha ha. Gotta watch some football. If you go on, Kip, the low carb football party, that's fun because you could be on with your carnivore friends and then they do like football updates. Whatever weekday. I am not a football person, you guys. What night is it during the week? Like not Saturday, like during the
Thursday
week.
night.
Okay, so Thursday night.
They got Thursday night NFL game.
There you go.
And so they talk carnivore.
They do.
And then like Erin was on last night. She knows nothing about football.
Nothing. And I was on 2 weeks ago and I know nothing about football. So that's okay. They don't care. They don't like ostracize you.
But we all had fun and I was in the chat. And so it was the Titans and the Steelers. So Becky's a Steeler fan.
Okay.
A lot of us were rooting for the Titans because we don't like the Steelers. That's just me. Sorry, Becky. Becky has already put me on a list. And so we were having a lot of fun with that. And then Texas Tech had a Thursday night game against TCU, college game.
Okay.
And so I was watching that.
Okay.
Because I'm a Tech fan. And so I was updating everyone on the Tech game, which a couple of them seemed to care. And then not only that, but Greg likes the Wild and hockey.
Okay.
And so I think it was Gail was updating Greg on the hockey match.
I did hear something about hockey and then I was like, what is happening?
It was
fun. It is a lot of fun. So yes, I was watching that one too. And Becky, you just made my night because she said she's going to be on John's Live tomorrow at 4 p.m. And that's the one I'm going to be on, Becky. And I don't think we've ever spoken. So yeah. Like we've spoken like this, where I'm chatting and you're, whatever, or we're both in the chat, or like I'm live and you're chatting at me. But like, yeah, sort of face to face. It's gonna be our first time on that carnivore hangout.
That is so cool.
I'm very excited, Becky. We finally get to meet, like really meet.
Right. So, yeah. And so, I mean, I'm hoping that happens with me too. And Becky, are you on with John Sunday? Because we're going to be on with John Sunday. I wonder if she's on that one too.
I don't think she is because I just know it was me, you, of course, John and JT, and then another guy that I don't know. So I don't remember his name. It's like 5 of us. Okay. But I was like, it's me, Mike, and JT. That's amazing.
That's going to be fun. And JT, the first time I was on with John, JT was supposed to be on, but he had just finished the 24-hour marathon live. So he wasn't there. And I felt kind of gypped because I was really looking forward to meeting JT. But so this will be the chance for that. Becky will catch up to you one of these days, and then she can make fun of me for various reasons.
Who was it? One of those guys last night. I was just trying to be encouraging because they were like, oh, only 97 away from 1,000 subs. And Brian. So I put in the chat almost, meaning talking about almost to 1,000.
Yeah.
And then, but they got way behind in the chat. So then he forgot about the almost to 1,000. And he was like, Christy, I don't know what you're making fun of me about, but I'm sure I messed up something. And I was like, I was encouraging you almost to 1,000, but if you want me to make fun of you, I will.
That's right. That. Yes. Yeah, I remember that. Yep.
That was pretty funny.
Yep. So I'm now Thursday nights, I usually go to my friend's house and we watch football there. And then I'll come home at halftime and catch the end of that. So last night I stayed home to watch the Tech game. So sometimes I'm there for the whole thing, usually the last part of it, but Greg wants to have me on it. So I'm looking forward to that. I don't know when, a week or two, maybe. Okay. Haven't talked to him about that yet. So
yeah, it's pretty fun.
Yeah. And I love me some football. So
yeah. So Becky would like to know if you've ever been diagnosed with rosacea, Mike, because you do tend to be a little bit red from time to time.
So a couple things with that. And I don't know if you've seen my labs video yet, but I go into a little bit of some history, but so when you watch my labs video and I'm talking about the stroke, or not this, I didn't have a stroke, but I had some clots, and you can find out why in that video. But I had clots, I think it was about 5 years ago. And leading up to those clots, my friends were telling me, man, your face is really red. And so after I recovered from all that, after the vascular surgery and stuff, and was doing follow-ups, my red blood count was really high. And so they think my blood was kind of viscous, was part of the problem. They never really did solve that. They thought I might have sleep apnea and they wanted to do a sleep study, but we never got to that before I moved. I moved from Tucson to Phoenix before that could happen. So I don't know why. My dad has breakouts on his forehead. And so I have that too. It's gotten a little bit better. I'm on day 80 of carnivore, so it's cleared up a little bit.
Okay.
And then I don't know who it was. They were talking about when they do heavy cream, they get zits.
Mm.
I think it was Adam last night.
Mm-hmm.
And I bought some heavy cream the other day, and there I got a new zit. So I don't know.
Wow. So yeah,
I know.
Affects you.
And then you're some redness here too. So I'm not sure. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't call it rosacea. It doesn't itch or anything. But okay. So that's a long answer again, because that's what I do.
Not sure. So hi, Susan. Welcome in. Saying hi to everybody. Hey, Rhett would like us to know that he has not missed his planks yet. That is awesome, Rhett. And Rhett, I don't think you were in, so Mike is going to join us. I said, absolutely, you can join us, even though today's the 3rd. So that's totally fine.
Yep.
Happy to have you. And hey, look, this is a great time to, if you really want to see me hula hoop, Mike, I'll do it because it's Carrie. So yep. This is my friend Carrie. I got to get set up. This is my friend Carrie. Hi, Carrie. Carrie, I'm about to do it again, girl. So I will say my hula hoop. So I did the first, I'm keeping like data, like old school style on a pad, like an old fashioned detective. Sorry. So the hula hoop, I did 2.5 minutes and 2.5 minutes, like twice a day. My hoop is 3 pounds. Day 2, I did 3 minutes and 3.5 minutes. But I did 5 minutes at school with the students during PE with an unweighted, just a regular like playground hula hoop. Now today I didn't write down my time, but I did 3.5 minutes this morning and 3.5 minutes this afternoon with no hula hoop done at PE. We did not have PE today. But here is my hoop. Carrie has the same hoop. Okay.
Okay.
So it is legit. It is quite padded. And after I do this for a minute, I have some things to say. And then Carrie, I hope you'll chime in the chat on these things that I have to say. Okay, so I will tell you, I can go clockwise. Like that's the way I've always done hula hooping is clockwise my whole life.
Crazy.
So I can just do this forever. Like this is easy. This is not an issue for me. But I thought since this is a fitness challenge, I should probably try to go the other way because, if you go all the same way all the time, that's probably not working the muscles evenly, right?
Is that true? I don't know if that's true.
No, but I feel like it might be true.
Okay.
Plus, hey, why not?
It's probably good for your brain.
Yeah, to go the other way. And the first time I tried counterclockwise, like it felt so weird. It still feels weird.
Look at you.
I can do it.
Nice recovery.
It's really strange and out of, not normal.
It looks great. I mean, you're pulling it off.
It takes more mental cognitive effort.
Right, but we don't notice a thing.
Awesome.
It looked perfect.
I find that well. In my brain, I'm panicking.
That's so good. I'm really impressed.
So there you have it. Ta-da! And
nice job.
My whole life before carnivore, I never would have done that. Would I?
Right. And so I watched Carrie's initial video when she first got hers and she put it together. Yeah. And then she's like doing that and flexing and like, it's like not even trying, and then I watched your video a couple of days later, putting it together and it's like, you guys make it look effortless, but I know I hula hooped when I was probably 7. But I mean, I can't do it now. I still have my gut. It still have my overhang.
Well, when you get rid of it, we'll do another hoop challenge in the future because I have the hoop now. So thank you, Becky. I was like, what are you talking about? Because they said DC Learning to Live and they didn't put the David in there. That is so they went to my channel and looked it up. Like I'm a dummy. I have the internet right here. I could have looked it up.
So it is Learning to Live.
It is Learning to Live. Yes. David, DC Learning to Live. Learning to Live. That's who I'm interviewing, on Saturday. So I'm excited to talk to him. He has a really good story. So I hope you guys all join me. And so Carrie's on. Happy Friday. Yes, all my students now say that to me because I say that to them too. Happy Friday. Yeah. What I've noticed about hooping, one awesome thing maybe, and then one like Yeah, I hope this gets better. But when you hula hoop, you don't realize you got to hold your arms up. Like they can't go down. You got to hold them up. So
No.
after several minutes, your shoulders will start to ache and
Yeah.
your arms will start to ache because you have to hold your arms up there.
Yeah.
So I did not realize the upper body workout, that I was going to be just by statically having to keep my arms up above that hoop.
Yep.
They do get tired. So Carrie, let me know if you noticed that.
Yeah.
And then Carrie said she doesn't notice this, but I'm telling you, that thing at 3 pounds whipping around like that, I almost feel like I have a bruise on my right hip, like on the back of it. Like it doesn't feel good.
Is it an actual contusion? Can you see it?
I didn't look, but because when I noticed it, it kind of felt uncomfortable the first couple of days. Like, I wonder if this is going to bruise, but I didn't think it was going to bruise, but it just felt like, heavy and like it was pushing really hard. But then today, this afternoon, when I went to do it, I was like, ooh, that's more than just like, I wonder if it's bruised. And then I didn't ever go look. So I'm going to go look and see.
It could be a subcutaneous contusion.
It could be.
I just read all these labs, so I'm feeling like I can throw out some big words.
You can speak medical talk now.
Yeah, that's right.
Help desk, this is Mike.
Can you get a subcutaneous contusionectomy?
I don't know.
I
would like one because then I can poop without a problem.
Right.
So I am thinking that I hopefully over time will toughen up a little bit. I think I'm a wimp and I just need to toughen up a little bit.
I know you've got comments coming, but Carrie says it'll get better. And I agree with that. So this is a weird thing, but just because of my history, as a news photographer first, but then getting out of radio and TV, I did a lot of videos and I still do a lot of videos. And so I hold my phone like this a lot. And sometimes I'll do it for long amounts of time. If someone's speaking for 20 minutes, I'll be holding my hand like this. And it's weird. You can develop those muscles, but you can't. So it's pretty crazy. Yeah.
Very crazy. Yes.
Yep.
So Becky, yes. A time converter online. Yes. For getting with the different time zones. Yes.
Yeah. I have the United States down, but when you get beyond that, I'm not sure.
Serious. And then it's not, because you're not just scheduling with one person. Like I'm scheduling with multiple people. And then like even my friends, I'm like, wait, what are you again? 2 hours, 3 hours? Like what?
Yeah.
Where are you? Because you're 2 hours, but like Robin's 3, Ellie's 3.
Right.
My other Lioness co-host, Miss Lindsay, is 1 hour ahead of me. So they're just all over the place and I'm just jumping through time zones.
Yeah. So I was news director at Family Life Radio and we had stations across the country. And so I had to keep that all in my head. So it's been helpful. What's really fun is, tonight or this weekend, we fall back an hour, except Arizona and parts of Indiana. I'm not sure about that anymore. If it's all of Indiana or parts of Indiana and Hawaii. And so then it gets really fun, especially when you live in Arizona and you have all of your programming changes by an hour. And so we were always scrambling to make sure that the automated system didn't mess up, and invariably it did. And our engineers would get a call at 2 a.m. because the programming wasn't working and stuff. So, so that was good training, I guess, for this stuff.
Yeah.
And then the world clock on iPhone, just use that.
I don't have an iPhone. You know that.
Okay. Oh, that's right.
Okay, Chris.
Yeah. Well, I have a Pixel. I'm using my Pixel 7 Pros right here.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Carnivore Kip had to run, so that's a bummer because I just saw that. Because I just want to tell him how brave he was for this, because this happened to me. I had somebody scheduled and that person did not show up, and I just didn't go live and like deleted the thing off my live because I waited until about 3 seconds before, and that person did not show up, and I was like, I ain't doing this by myself. I can't do it. You know who's really good at that is Carrie.
Yeah.
Metamorphosis. She could just be live, with just herself on the screen and just her people in the chat, and she could just go. Like, I need you, Mike, or somebody, right? I need somebody to bounce off of besides the chat.
I hear that. And I've done both. I like it better with someone because you can bounce off people. But my first Carnivore live, Scott, remember Scott used to do the late night, and he said he's been traveling. He'll be back.
I missed him. I missed him.
He'll be back on it next week, he said.
Yeah, cool.
And so he was gone for a day. So I went on at like 8:00 my time and did 2 hours.
Wow.
Susan was there.
Okay.
And so it was fun.
Mm-hmm.
And probably my Twitch training, I used to Twitch Minecraft. When I was 55 years old, I was the oldest Minecrafter on Twitch.
I bet you were.
That's how I build it. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Some of these comments are cool. I've got some new friends that are from Lubbock.
Wait, say that again? You got new friends from Lubbock?
From Lubbock, Texas.
Lubbock, isn't that where you used to live? Is that where you
Yeah, look at the Carnivore Brothers. Red at 7:51, so it would be 5:51.
You must be further along in the chat than.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. They were born in Lubbock, Texas.
Oh, that's awesome.
I know.
Your old stomping grounds. Yeah.
So guns up, Wreckham Tech. Great victory over TCU last night.
Okay, so I'm gonna get her name, Alessandra. Says, she's asking us, do we think that religion, sports, social life, education, grounding, and carnivore keto are all part of a healthy lifestyle, or do you think that a diet only will make you feel good? I'm going to start because I was just talking to Samantha last night. If you have not seen that interview, she was great to talk to. Just a great person. And she is kind of rebranding. She kind of didn't post anything for about a month on carnivore, to where I was almost worried about. I was like, oh, is she okay? Like, what's going on? Well, she's decided, first of all, to separate her real estate channel from her, and she's not going to call it a carnivore channel. It's going to be a lifestyle channel, which is why I bring this up. So yes, it will include carnivore. Yes, it will include her faith. Yes, it will include her exercise, because she's like a power lifter. She's going to start competitions. It's going to include her homeschooling. She homeschools her kids. It's going to be how all that integrates. And that's what I feel like it is. I don't think it's just like, nobody is just a diet. Like, I don't think that's too singular, I feel. And so I do think that it is, we are all whole people. It's not just a diet. Right. So yes, we talk about carnivore a lot because of the amazing benefits that a lot of us have experienced because of it. But I'm still a teacher. I'm still a mom. I still have my faith. I go to church every Sunday as well. Just online for me, but yeah, we do attend. And my friendships, I have friends that aren't even carnivores, right? Or keto or anything.
Or who don't go to church even.
Or I have friends who do not go to church. I have a friend who is a Catholic, but she never attends. Oh no, so anyways, we are all just whole people. I think just doing the best we can. But I do think that it really is going to take a well-rounded, if you are looking old carnivore and only carnivore to, be the only thing that's going to make you feel good. I think you're going to be missing some important aspects of life, like family, friends, religion, if you lean that way, whatever that might be. So.
Yeah. So God is three persons in one: God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit. We are made in His image, body, spirit, and soul. And when one is affected, so when these things that you're talking about, all these different areas, especially if your health is important. I mean, if your health is affected, it affects the others.
Yes.
If your spiritual life is affected, it affects the others. So all of those things are intertwined, and, it's hard to work on all of them at the same time. Sometimes we suffer in one area and it can bleed over into others. And, it's good to take that holistic approach. So your friend who's doing the lifestyle channel, that's brilliant.
Yes.
That's brilliant.
Yes. Yeah. I'm very excited. I told her so after, how sometimes after a live, you'll kind of stay on and chat with the person after the live is over. We did that last night, and I told her that same thing. I said, I can hardly wait to see not only your new carnivore content, but like all the other lifestyle stuff that she's going to be posting. I do think that if you're not eating some form of the proper human diet, like keto, carnivore, whatever, your health is suffering. I think all of that is going to suffer, because when I was not eating that way, all I did was sit on the couch. Like, I was too tired to do anything else. So now I have the energy to, do all of the other things. And I feel like it kind of makes my whole life, fuller, but it's not, I'm just doing carnivore and and I don't do anything else. I'm doing a lot of other things too. So.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
The question. Oh, okay. Welcome in. Simpson Johns just got here. Are they doing an exercise challenge for November? So yes, Simpson Johns, we are.
Yep. I am. And I'm like this. I decided to jump in a couple days late. So I'm going to start with the plank challenge and then do my best to follow through, especially with the incentive with a competition at the end. So
yes. So we are doing this month, Simpson, if you want to join, I'm doing 2 challenges. So kind of with different, leading it with different people. So I've got one, my hula hoop challenge. You missed me hula hoop. I'm sorry. I'm not going to do it again tonight. But yes, I'm doing a hula hoop challenge with my friend Carrie at My Metamorphosis. We have a certain minutes that we're trying to work up to. I'm going to have to increase that goal though, because I think I can easily do that. The goal that we originally set. And then we're doing a plank. I'm doing a plank challenge with Carnivore Brothers and anyone who wants to jump on. And if you go comment on the Carnivore Brothers channel, if you're doing planks, go comment on their plank video over there, because we're going to do a fun, like a plank off November, kind of like a dance off, but like planks.
Yeah. And then the loser walks the plank.
The loser walks the plank straight into the shark infested waters. Right. So don't be a loser.
Is that left shark?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. All right, here we go. Get your guns up on this next comment.
Okay, wait, what did I miss? Tell me which one.
Carnivore Brothers Rhett.
Oh, this one? This one?
Texas Tech. Get your guns up. Wreck 'em Tech.
I don't know what that means.
I know. They're the football team, the college football team. Texas Tech is the college in Lubbock, Texas.
Okay.
They are the Red Raiders.
Okay.
And the thing is, get your guns up.
Okay.
So this is your guns up.
Okay. And I don't know if I'm allowed to do that in California. Just kidding.
Yeah, well, this is part of my aggravation with the world today. You know how Texas plays Oklahoma in the Red River Showdown?
Yes.
Well, it used to be the Red River Shootout.
Oh, okay.
But they had to change the name because think of all the lives they saved by changing the name. It's really rather tedious, but I don't want to get too much into politics. Right? That'd be another channel for me.
Go on Twitter to do that, Mike.
Right. Yep. So Lubbock, Texas. Oh, hey, Ellie.
Ellie's here. Hi, Ellie, my fellow lioness, roar, and all that good stuff.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah. All right. Well, Mike, as promised, I know we're like already over an hour, but like true to form, we could just chat all day. So feel free to stay if you guys want to hear about my particle density.
Right. So, I want to hear about that. So definitely.
Yeah. So I got it here. I think this particle density is like no joke. It is not easy to read, but I'm fairly certain that I mostly sort of understand it.
Very good.
For those of you that don't know my story, I went to the doctor for blood work. Like Mike, I did not have any previous blood work to compare it to. So this was my baseline blood work. Okay. My LDL came off. I mean, Mike said his was like high, but I'm like, no, mine was like double. So, my triglyceride to HDL, both of those were fantastic. And my ratio is 0.85. So like well below 1, like awesome. Okay. My doctor said nothing about any of that. All I got was a phone call that basically said your diet, because she does know how I eat. Because when I went in, I told her. And she thought it was a bad idea, but she didn't like flat out tell me to stop. She basically said, let's wait for the blood work. Well, I knew what that meant. That meant as soon as my cholesterol turns out high, she's going to tell me I'm killing myself, which sure enough is what she told me. She told me, just on a message, which said, this is very unhealthy. Your levels are she used the words critically high. She used the words, this is the highest I've ever seen. And I need to talk to you now. Like, I hope you've seen them, which, by the way, I haven't seen them. I've seen them now. At that point, I had not seen them due to the fact that California makes you wait. So they release the results to the doctor, and then there's a waiting period before you get your results. And I cannot tell you what that is, but I believe it's got to be like 36 to 48 hours. So eventually, I did get my results, and that's only then that I finally was able to crunch my own numbers, because she didn't say any numbers to me. She just gave me the scary message and hung up. And she kept calling me at 8 in the morning, which she knows I'm a teacher. Like, I'm sorry, but I've got 30 kids in front of me at 8 in the morning. I cannot stop and talk to you about.
But you're going to have a heart attack any second.
But any second, I'm going to
This
have.
This is urgent.
Urgent. So she called and left a second message again, saying a very similar message. At that time, I still could not see my numbers. I'm like, I'm not calling you back. In my head, I'm to myself, I'm saying, I'm not calling you back until I can see it for my own two eyes. When I can see it with my own two eyes and have a little more information, then I will talk to you. Yep. So it was shortly after that I was able to see the numbers. And so, yes, I calculated all my ratios. All my ratios are good, but my LDL is over 350. Okay. Very, very high. So, in fact, it just says greater than 350. Like, it doesn't say.
So you could be 500-600.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my next thought was, well, then I'm going to go get that particle density test. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And in the meantime, I did listen to like the Two Crazy Ketos about a year ago. They have a video with Dr. Sivis, the carb addiction doc. They did their labs and they had him tell them all the stuff about their labs. And I went and watched that because I watched it when they did it, but it was a while ago. Yeah. Or I watched it sometime after I started eating this way. But it was a long time. When I watched that, I got a little bit of, calmed me down a little bit because their numbers were basically identical to mine. And he was like, you guys are super healthy. In fact, he told them he kind of joked around. You guys did a particle density test for some kind of crazy internet reasons. I can tell by looking at all these numbers, there's no way with this HDL and these triglycerides, there's no way that you don't have the big fluffy LDLs. Okay. But I don't have Dr. Sivis. And so I'm like, I'm going to go get the particle density test for my own,
right.
So I know for myself. The other thing that was low was I do have a pretty low thyroid. A lot of you guys have tried to help me. I have started taking iodine. My thing about saying that again right now is my doctor did not mention that to me, nor did she mention my low vitamin D. So I guess she's leaving me on my own to fix that. She wanted me to change my diet or go on a statin. So that's what she wants to talk to me about. So she did not try calling me tonight, Mike, at 5:40 like she did last night.
Good. Good. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So she's made 4 phone calls to me. And last night she seemed very annoyed that I did not pick up the phone when she left her message.
That's because you're going to have a heart attack any second now, Christy. Yes. Oh my goodness.
So
what are you doing? Playing with your life like this?
Playing with my life like this. I need to start eating lots of vegetables and lean chicken only and all of that. And maybe some Wheaties, like, cause Mary Lou Retton was on the box.
Right.
My doctor. Honestly, I don't know. She wants to talk. So I called her back and left a message that said, I will take care of this with diet. I didn't say I was going to change my diet. I just said I would deal with this with my diet. Cause she said you could do diet or you could do medicine. So I said diet. That's when she called me back though and said, I still want to talk to you because your numbers are it's very serious. So I want to actually talk to you. Like she's not just gonna let me get away with in her mind, just saying diet. And she still feels like she needs to tell me the diet.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
We haven't talked. So I don't know what she's going to specifically say. Okay. Yeah. So all that to say, so sorry about all that. Cause a lot of you know all that already, but just in case people didn't know, that's where I was coming from. And so I went to Own Your Labs. It cost about $60. They do the whole panel again. So they do that. You can't just get the particle density. It's like not separate. So they run the whole cholesterol lipid panel, including the particle density. Okay. So it cost me about $60. Again, I had to wait. So the results were there 2 days ago, but it said your doctor has your results. Your results will be available 11/3 at 2:05 p.m. So I just kept logging in until finally, okay, there they were. So it's very confusing. It's a lot of numbers. The cholesterol numbers were basically the same as far as the actual particle numbers, right? Like the HDL, triglycerides, all that was basically the same. But if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, there's these fancy graphs and charts similar to the ones that you showed with the green, yellow, red.
Yeah.
Triangle about where you are. Okay.
It was very helpful.
Yes. So the first one talks about LDL and HDL particles. Okay. So the HDL particle total is really good. I'm above the 75th percentile for HDL.
That's great.
So I'm in the green on that one. For the small LDL, which are the bad ones, and the reason they're bad from what I hear, I'm not a doctor, nutritionist, or any other certified kind of person, but it's the small LDLs from what I hear that can get stuck in the cracks and crevices that might be in your arteries and start to build up potential things. But I have none.
Right.
Like it goes from low to high, and like the little triangle that shows where you are could not be any lower. Like it's on the end. It's on the end. Like it's green and it's on. It couldn't go lower. There's no negative. Like
That
it
is
couldn't go lower.
so good.
It's
So
the
good.
lowest of the low. For the LDL size, which is referring to, large, small, whatever. So there's like two little bars on that one. There's a green bar and a red bar. Okay. You want to be on the green bar because that is where you have large pattern A. The green bar goes from 20.6 at the low end to 23 at the high end. My number is 22.4. 23 is the highest. So not only am I in the large particles, but they are very large. Like they are as many as almost possible to have.
So great.
The red goes from 20.5 down to 19, and that would mean that you're like small pattern B. So I'm not on that one. I'm on the green one, almost as far to the high side as you can get.
Yeah.
So there's that. So I got those results, which made me feel a lot better. Now, here's my dilemma. Do I give this to my doctor or do I just let it go?
It depends on, well, will she have time, first of all? Because it might be nice to have the discussion if she has time. But at least you could explain to her why you're taking the stance you are. And perhaps she's aware of these kinds of things. And then she might be, oh, yeah, you're right. And your ratio is really good. And so we're not going to worry too much about it. Like I said,
know if she's conventionally trained and she's in that conventional mindset. So for all I know, she's going to interpret those numbers a lot different than, let's say, Dr. Barry might.
Yeah, maybe.
So
maybe. I mean, bottom line is you don't have to do what she says because
no, I don't. She's not the boss of
me. She's not the boss of me. Exactly right. So I mean, it's what I said in my video today. It's like I think they're coming from the right place. I mean, they care. This is what
all out of concern. Like she legit thinks I'm about to die and she's going to try to save me.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right. And I had a discussion with my son. My son's a vegan. I love my son so much, and he's probably the smartest person I know. Him and my cousin Tracy, who comes into our chats, and super intelligent young man. And, we had this discussion about LDL and studies about how LDL could be bad for your heart, for your circulatory system. And, so he's coming from a place of love for me. And so I listened to him, and then I told him, my side of the story, these internet doctors and stuff. So maybe less convincing to him. I don't know. But, so we have a different understanding of it. And he said, well, I can send you the studies. And I said, well, I can send you studies too. And so there's still a lot of confusion out there. There's still a lot of work being done is kind of where I'm coming from on that. But I think, just what is the carnivore community, right? How many studies have there been where where a large group of people have been on carnivore only for years and years and years? There's not very many of those because for two reasons. There's probably not a lot of those people because the food pyramid scheme has been in play since the 70s and really got popular in the 80s and was pushed hard since then. So just naturally, people have been eating badly for decades, and with few exceptions. But now we've seen a few studies, and we have this huge community. Dr. Peterson probably kicked off a lot of it. Sean Baker, a lot of it, just from their own examples. And was that me?
Yeah, you froze and all of a sudden it went really fast.
Okay. So we're just getting all these people in the community that are now on this diet or variations of ketovore, carnivore, who are just getting amazing results. And we're finding out how important this metabolic health is.
Yes.
And so based on that, I just tend to believe our doctors that are in this community. And the research that supports it, even though it might be fewer papers, just because we've seen how much it helps. And then we've also seen how much they're pushing the bad stuff still, which makes no sense. So that's where I'm coming from on this. And, I just want to be careful. Like if my son ever sees this, I love him so much, and it's not like I'm arguing with him because I know he cares about me and wants, so I know where that's coming from. And at the same time, I'm going to make my choices, and I think they're the right ones because I don't want to die either.
Right.
Right.
So while you were talking about that, I put up all to our gyms because it went with what you were saying. So she's just saying that she's sorry to bother us. I said, you're not bothering us. That's what we're here for. Carnivore helped us. This is Christy. That's our little inside joke. Right. That's what we're here for, to just try to help each other.
How can I direct your call, please?
Yeah, like if I don't know, maybe Mike knows, maybe someone in the chat knows, or maybe we can point you in the direction of somebody who does. So also, if anyone in the chat has experience with this, I personally don't. So, but she says, sorry to bother you again. Got a problem with my sister. She's what I call a Nazi vegan. She saw my improvements and still yells at me daily, being brainwashed with her cult. I love her. Any advice? So, Mike, you just kind of spoke to that kind of with your son. Do you have anything to add? I don't have that situation going on.
Yeah. So I think the dynamic in that relationship is different than the relationship between my son and I, because my son doesn't say I'm in a cult, and he doesn't call me he doesn't call me names for choosing to eat the way I am. He's real gentle about it. In fact, this is the first time he's really brought up any advice, only because I was sharing my numbers with him and my LDL was really high, and that was an alarm for him. So the only thing I can tell you is, if it's your sister, there's obviously a loving relationship there. Lots of people have sibling rivalry too. That's a thing too. I would say just love her and be gentle back, even if she attacks you, and, explain to her rationally. And I hope that she, tell her she's being hurtful to you, because it sounds like it is affecting your feelings, and I don't blame you. And, if that doesn't work, then, I don't know. I would just say that that's probably the best path, and just try to be gentle and try to not let it affect you. Hang out with your friends here in the carnivore cult. I do have a friend who calls it the carnivore cult, but he's joking because he thinks it's funny. It is funny. But yeah, I mean, that's what we do here. What I love about this community so much is we do support each other. We do encourage each other. We do share stories. And everyone's different. And so, we help each other find our own path in this crazy diet and world. So I don't know, just lots of prayer and gentleness with your sister. And hopefully she'll, even if she doesn't come around to liking what you do, maybe she'll like you.
And like at least accept it,
Right.
So Becky says, clearly you're a lean mass hyper responder. I would agree with you. I would also say I did some research into the thyroid thing, and even so, not only the low carb doctor people, but even just Dr. Google in general. So the medical community at large will say that if you have a low thyroid, which apparently I have, your LDL is going to be high. So guess what? This diet's going to make your LDL high, and my low thyroid is going to make my LDL high. Well, no wonder it's double yours, Mike.
Right.
At least they're big and fluffy. And now I know, because I did finally go in. I stopped wimping out. I was suspected that my thyroid is low. Now I know for sure. I did ask in the latest message that she helped me with that. I don't want to take anything unless, first I want to try iodine and see if that kind of gets it going, and just kind of do that first. But I definitely don't want to do any of the synthetic stuff. So I will ask her, not, that I don't want that. We'll see, the response that I get back. And yes, I do feel, Becky, like she does have to check a box.
Yeah.
Right. So she didn't come out and say you must take a statin, but she was like, you got to either change your diet right now or take a statin. And she wants to talk to me in person. I mean, on the phone, but like verbally tell me what diet I should be eating.
Yeah, I know California is different in a lot of ways, and part of it's what you explained. You don't get your labs for a couple days,
Yes.
which is weird. Now, my doctor, and this is the first time I've seen him, but he has been on carnivore. He's currently on low carb. We
Okay.
had a discussion before he even drew my blood, just about statins and that sort of thing, and we were in great agreement with a lot of stuff. So that was fantastic. And even still, when my numbers came in, he called. I couldn't answer at the time. He left a message, but he offered statins. So
Yes.
he didn't. He didn't act concerned. He just said, if you would like,
Hmm.
the
Hmm.
guidelines say. He didn't say that out loud, but I know that's where he was coming from. So.
Do you
Um,
want me to add that to the stage? I see that you put something up. Was that for me to add to the
oh
stage?
yeah. So I wanted to pull this up. I
Okay.
just found this guy today. The channel is Prev Med Health. He has 178,000 subscribers. He's a doctor. And there were some really interesting things that I learned from this video and the one before it. This is triglyceride HDL ratio, a better cardiovascular risk predictor than LDL. And he goes into a lot of detail about it. And he says that your ratio of LDL triglycerides is a 4 times better predictor than anything else in your lipid profile for a heart attack. And then he talks about, and I thought this was really interesting. I'm trying to see if it's on here. Your remnant cholesterol, he calls it. So the way you calculate your remnant cholesterol is you add your HDL and your LDL and you subtract it from your cholesterol, your total cholesterol, and what's left is your remnant LDL. Well, mine's -8 or something like
Okay. Okay.
that.
And
So
what's good? Like, what is it? What should it be?
whatever's left over is, he says, remnant cholesterol is the most dangerous of them all.
Okay.
And I'm not sure if that's your smaller, your oxidated LDL, the very smallest particles, the bullet LDL. So I wasn't quite clear on that. I'd like to rewatch these videos. They're 3 years old, so he's still active.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm subbing up to his channel and when I follow this guy, seems like a really smart guy. But so it was just gave me a little bit more information to go on because I was trying to read between the lines on my labs because I don't want to see a cardiologist,
Yeah, I know, but
even though I should.
I'm worried about you. I think you
Yep.
should.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
But so thank you. I know this is like 3 Becky comments in a row, but she's killing it right now.
Oh, that's all right. Yeah.
We are also learning how different the interpretation of labs needs to be for the meat-based person, from gut biome to heart health. We are not the same as the sad or vegan eater. Yes, ma'am.
Right.
That's
It's all
right.
true. It's all true. And as far as my son's concerned, and as far as anybody's concerned, I don't care what you eat. You are a human being with a brain. God's given you intelligence. You have free will. And you have a right to make your own decisions. What we're doing is we're sharing our stories about what we do, and maybe it can help some people. If you're doing whatever you're doing and it's working well for you, I would say more power to you. And um, I'm not going to be, one of those people who yells at people for what their choices are.
Right.
Right.
Right. Oh, right.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you, Ellie, for your support. Yes, it took me a while finally I got down to the end. It was pages and pages and all these weird numbers. I'm like, I don't even know. And then you kind of get to the end and kind of put it all together. But I was very relieved, because no matter what we know from all of our, Dr. Barry, Dr. Chafee, all of that, when your doctor of I don't know how many years she's been my doctor, 20 years or whatever, calls you and tells you that multiple times, it's still that's not easy. Like, that's not easy to just be like, meh, meh, it just isn't. And also, I know if my in-laws find out about that number, I'm gonna hear it. So they're not vegan and they don't eat healthy in any kind of way. Even my husband, who is not eating this healthy way of, this way of eating, he's still pretty much standard American diet, although he has incorporated more meat, Like if I take out a 2-pack of ribeye, he's going to eat the other one, which he didn't used to, do that.
That's good.
He would like eat lasagna, but like now he'll eat the other ribeye. So I mean, it's better, but he's still eating, all kinds of crackers and processed chips and whatever. Whatever. Again, we're all adults. Like it's his own choice. It's fine. But I'm just saying, he even tried to convince his parents because he's very worried about them and their health and their inflammation. And they're kind of deteriorating. But I know for 100% sure when they hear those numbers, if they hear those numbers, they're going to be, they're going to think like my doctor that I'm about to have a heart attack any second. Yeah.
Yep.
So that's not going to be fun either. Because I'm not going to be able to convince them. They haven't listened to 3 months of Dr. Berry.
Right.
Right. So there's not going to be any convincing them. They're going to think that I'm just like cuckoo.
Yeah. And, from what we've seen from so many stories and our own experience, quality of life goes up.
Yes.
And so we want that for people. But,
yes.
Again, we just putting the information out. They can choose.
Yep. I'm super curious to see what my thyroid numbers are going to do in, 6 months. I'll probably just go to Own Your Labs and get them myself.
Yeah.
At this point, because I don't know what they were before. Maybe before February, they were worse because I do feel like I have more energy now than I did.
Yeah. I'm not as much up on thyroid, what turns that around, or if carnivore turns that around.
Right. Well,
has Dr. Berry done videos on that?
Yeah, lots, because his wife is Hashimoto's, and she's in remission with her way of eating and the iodine. So she does 2 drops of iodine, and I think that's all she's doing. It's been a while since I've updated on that. So I started in with the iodine, and I don't want to get all crazy and do like 86 things at once, because then I won't know what's helping. And I've lived this way for a long time. I'm telling you, I've suspected it's been low for a while, like years. So yeah, I started with the iodine, and from what I can gather, it's going to take months. It's not something like in 2 weeks I'm going to notice a difference. It's going to take months. So I've got to be consistent.
Kind of like my nose.
Like your nose.
Yeah.
Okay, that will be in 6 months, Mike. We'll go live and we'll have Mike's nose and Christy's thyroid.
Yeah, and we'll see if this clears up too.
Yes.
Right.
That's funny.
It'd be good.
All right. Well, we've been going for this is great. We've been going for an hour and a half, but I just saw Rhonda. So Rhonda's rate is 1.2. Killing it, Rhonda.
Fantastic. Mine's 2.57. My HDL is in the normal range, but the lowest number in the range. So that's the biggest, because my triglycerides are great, 90.
Yeah.
So that's a great number for triglycerides, but my HDL was 35.
Yeah.
So,
I think you said it was the very bottom of like where it was still green, but it was like the last thing it could have been and still be green.
Yep. So the HDL has to come up. And, from what this doctor, the screenshot I showed earlier, what he was saying was the reason why he doesn't recommend statins a lot of times is because statins are good at bringing down triglycerides, but they can't bring up your HDL. Well, I mean, my triglycerides at 90, I guess, could fall a little bit. But my HDL is what needs to come up. And I have had a previous test of triglycerides, and I do remember, this was several years ago, but I do remember it was slightly high out of the normal range. So it definitely has come down. And especially now that I'm over 60, I count that as a really good win, and really good anecdotal evidence for my way of eating is really helping me.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Becky beat me, 0.83. Mine's 0.85. You beat me, girl.
That's awesome.
By 200ths.
Yeah. And I didn't miss it earlier, Becky. I saw that your biggest thing against me was leaving Oregon. I get that. That's fair. That's fair.
There's been a conversation going on about Susan's vehicle, if you haven't been following it, but this is the last thing. So loving having him. So congratulations, Susan, for your new to you 2004 expedition. That's great. I bet you're loving having a vehicle after not having one for a year.
We were praying about that. I mean, it's rough to be without a car in these days.
I can't imagine it. So
right?
Yeah, I know. So that's awesome. So congratulations on that. Just wanted to shout that out.
That's so good. That is so good. So I guess I have to plank now. Is that what I agreed to?
Yeah. So I was just going to say, let's wrap this up by saying that, Mike, you're going to start planking. You know me. I'm going to be emailing you.
Good.
I can get your phone number so I can text you.
I like. Well, I'll email you my phone number.
Yeah, do that.
Yeah.
I can really bug you and keep you accountable. You keep me accountable too. These planks aren't easy. I'm like, oh, here we go. Okay. Breathe. Don't forget to breathe during that plank.
Just breathe.
Just breathe. But I'm doing it, and you're gonna go with us. And hey, it'll be fun at the end of the month. We'll do a plank off with the Carnivore Brothers and see who can hold that plank the longest. It's gonna be Rhonda. Rhonda, maybe we will.
Smart money's on Rhonda. Yep.
We'll have to like do something to distract her so she doesn't show up.
Right. Right. I mean,
over there.
Yes. Yeah. Well, Rhonda's in amazing shape.
Yeah, she is.
Her and I are the same age. And I'm like amazed at how well she's taking care of herself. So, and now,
have you seen her recent video that has like her before and afters?
I haven't seen the before and afters.
Just go, because
the last video I saw was, I think she was planking. I was like,
oh yeah, she was planking like a champ.
It's like, look at that form. It's like perfect. But
rock solid.
Yeah.
But go find it, because wow, we were talking and she's like, I have to go dig out my before pictures because she hardly has any, and she did, and it's amazing. By Carnivore Brothers. Yes, Mike.
Yeah, Carnivore Brothers.
So
we'll talk Lubbock sometime. That'd be good.
My comment back was like, wow, your face used to be so round and like you look great. It's okay. She said it's a short.
Okay.
And then I felt really bad because everybody else was saying like beautiful before and after. She was beautiful before. Okay, I'm not saying that. She was not. I felt really bad. But I mean, her face was just like, she doesn't look like the same person because her face is so round. And now it's like so narrow.
Well, I remember her telling the story. I can't remember. Forgive me, Rhonda. I think she said she was 5'2". Is that right? Or 5 foot nothing?
Yeah.
Somewhere in there. Yeah. Shorter than me even, which it's hard to do.
Yeah.
And she's right. It's when you're short like we are, it's hard to hide that extra weight.
Yeah.
And so, to see it like that, that's what I want for myself. So hopefully
you're gonna do it. You're gonna do it, Mike. I think this latest stall just has to do with like what you said. You didn't
stressing out.
And the stress and the cortisol, and everybody's body will do that. You'll lose weight, and then your body, like Dr. Berry says, am I stuck in a ravine? Like, what's happening?
Right.
I can't hunt. And so it goes into like conservation mode.
Yeah. Well, that's why Greg and Brian, they're doing a no whey November.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that. Not the whey protein, like anyway, that's my silly puns. But anyway, so they're not weighing through the month of November, which in a way is smart. I don't think I can do that, but it's true. If you weigh every day and you don't see movement, or you see movement in the opposite direction,
you can even go up a little bit.
Yeah, which is normal. That's just normal from day to day. But it can discourage you. And it's like, well, why don't I just go make a PB&J or something?
Yes.
And and so. Yeah, I think that has affected me in the past, but I do feel it even now. So I'm weighing less is what I'm getting to.
Way less November.
Yeah. Yes.
Instead of no way November.
Way less, man. Way less. No way. Party on, Garth.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was a thing.
It was.
Yeah, Wayne's World.
Extreme close up.
All right, we're going off the rails, Nicole style. I don't
unnecessary zoom. Anyway, sorry.
You're just trying to show off your nose. Save that for 6 months from now when your nose is back to slim.
This is a beautiful Italian nose.
There you go. There it is. Mm-hmm. All right, everybody. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Thanks as always, Mike. Laughter is the best medicine, and I always laugh when we hang out. So just thank you.
It's always fun.
I'm going to go ahead and end the stream, and we'll see you guys hopefully. I mean, I'm going to be on a couple times tomorrow, so hopefully I'll see you guys around. Bye, everybody.
Have a good night.